Know the top stories of the day. Understand the issues that matter. This is Manila Bulletin News on Web. Your quick rundown of top news in the country and around the world. Manila Bulletin, celebrating 120 years of timely stories and timeless truths. Be fully informed. Hi, I'm Barbie Atienza. This is MB Now, and here are your news on web.
President Rodrigo Roa Duterte has placed the National Capital Region, Bulacan, Cavite, Laguna, and Rizal under general community quarantine with heightened restrictions from May 15 to 31, 2021, following the recommendation of the Interagency Task Force. Also placed under GCQ with heightened restrictions are areas under the Cordillera Administration Region, other areas in Region 2, Region 4A, Region 4B, Region 10, Region 11, and Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao. Meanwhile, the city of Santiago and Quirino Province in Region 2, Ifugao in the Cordillera Administration Region, the Zamboanga City in Region 9 were placed under MECQ for May 15 to May 31, 2021. Presidential spokesperson Harry Roque said other areas shall be placed under modified general community quarantine until the end of May. Under the heightened restrictions category such as the NCR Plus, only essential travel into and out of the NCR Plus shall be allowed. Public transportation shall remain operational such as capacities and protocols in accordance with the Department of Transportation guidelines, while the use of active transportation shall be promoted. Interzonal travel from NCR Plus areas, except those conducted by authorized person outside residence or APORs, shall remain prohibited in GCQ areas with heightened restrictions.
President Duterte has asked the public to forgo any fiestas this month as the country continues to grapple with the COVID-19 pandemic. Duterte made the statement as he announced the new quarantine classifications for selected areas in the country this month, including the National Capital Region Plus bubble area going to a stricter General Community Quarantine or GCQ. Duterte said God would understand why there would be no fiestas because of the ongoing health crisis. The president warned local government units that they will be held liable if they will not follow this order. Based on the Tourism Promotions Board Philippines website, there are at least 10 festivals in the entire country for the month of May. Meanwhile, President Duterte reminded the public to always follow health protocols, particularly wearing of face mask and shields, proper hand washing, and physical distancing. He likewise advised them to stay at home if they have nothing important to do outside.
Sinasabi ko lang na Mayo, maraming fiesta. But I think I'll be more direct than what is written here. I do not attribute it to any other particular religion or what. But there are a lot of fiestas. Kasi predominantly Catholic country ito. So, ang hinihingi ko is that you only not tone down but forgo. Kasi may batas. Forgo to congregate, to crowd, and to hold. Walang problema. Alam ng Diyos na love natin siya, pero ang problema, the necessary consequence of it all. So, be mindful of that because we are still in the pandemic.
National Task Force Against COVID-19 Chief Implementary Secretary Carlito Galvez Jr. acknowledged on Thursday night, May 13, that the entire population of the Philippines would have to be vaccinated if it wants to totally eliminate the COVID-19. Galvez, designated by Duterte as the vaccine czar, had earlier set a goal of vaccinating 58 million out of 110 million Filipinos in the country in order to achieve herd immunity. Herd immunity is an indirect protection that people can have from an infectious disease once an ample portion of the population is inoculated from it. But due to the limitation of some of the vaccines in the Philippines portfolio, adults have monopoly over the priority groups for the anti-COVID jobs. Galvez said this will eventually change. Among the vaccines currently being used in the world, it's the US-manufactured Pfizer jobs that have reportedly been effective for the lower age brackets. For the NTF chief, the plan is simple: attain herd immunity first, then aim for COVID-19's domestic eradication.
At sinasabi po ng Israel, yung kanilang mga expert po doon, na hindi talaga na natin fully may eliminate ang disease. Kung may sizable amount of population na hindi pa po nababakunahan. So ibig sabihin po talaga dapat talaga mabakunahan po natin lahat ang ating mamamayan para ma-eliminate po natin yung disease.
Wind signals have been lifted as Tropical Depression Crising has weakened into a low-pressure area at 8 a.m. Friday, May 14, the Philippine Atmospheric, Geophysical and Astronomical Services Administration said in its final severe weather bulletin. The LPA was over Piagapo, Lanao del Sur at around 10 a.m. Pag-asa said the weather disturbance will continue to move west or west-northwest before emerging over the Sulu Sea in the next 6 to 12 hours. While Tropical Cyclone Wind Signal number 1 has been lifted, Pag-asa said that light to moderate with at times heavy rains may persist over Zamboanga Sibugay, Zamboanga del Norte, Zamboanga del Sur, Davao Oriental, Davao de Oro, Davao del Norte, Davao City, Davao del Sur, Cotabato, Maguindanao, Bukidnon, Lanao del Norte, Lanao del Sur, and Misamis Occidental. Crising had developed into a tropical depression early Thursday morning, May 13, then rapidly intensified into a tropical storm at around noon. It weakened into a tropical depression shortly after its landfall over Baganga, Davao Oriental at 8:20 p.m. on Thursday.
Now here's a roundup of news in and around Metro Manila. Let's watch these reports.
Metro Manila cities will maintain 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. curfew under the heightened general community quarantine, Parañaque Mayor Edwin Olivares said on Friday. Olivares also chairs the Metro Manila Council said the curfew and age categories of allowed person outside of residences or APOR, which is 18 to 65 years old, were the only restrictions that were maintained from the previous quarantine classification, while operational capacity of restaurants were increased under the heightened GCQ. The MMC chair said indoor dining capacity was only adjusted to 20%, which is 10% lowered compared to the previous GCQ. Olivares meanwhile expressed confidence that the local government units will be able to implement the guidelines under the heightened GCQ. On Thursday, President Rodrigo Duterte approved the shift of National Capital Region Bulacan, Cavite, Laguna, and Rizal provinces to GCQ with heightened restriction from May 15 to May 31. Medical frontliners in the city of Manila have started getting the Pfizer-BioNTech COVID-19 vaccine at the Santa Ana Hospital on Thursday, May 13. In a statement, local government said that 210 doses of the COVID-19 vaccine have been deployed to inoculate healthcare workers through the 6 districts hospitals of the city. The city government received about 1,170 vials or 7,020 doses of Pfizer vaccines from the national government. Santa Ana Hospital Director Dr. Grace Padilla said that personnel from other district hospitals have been trained on the proper handling of Pfizer vaccines. While Pfizer vaccines have efficacy rate of 95%, Padilla explained that it should be handled very meticulously due to its recommended storage temperature of negative 70 degrees Celsius. The Muntinlupa City Government will start inoculating residents with the Pfizer-BioNTech COVID-19 vaccine from the national government. It received 1,170 vials, equivalent to 7,020 doses of Pfizer-BioNTech brand, Thursday and will administer starting today, May 14 to 18 at Ayala Mall, South Park in Alabang. On Thursday, officials from the Department of Health and National Vaccination Operations Center joined Mayor Jaime Fresnedi in observing the Pfizer-BioNTech simulation activity at Ayala Mall's South Park.
And let's take a look at the latest news in other parts of the country, and here are the details.
Rising COVID-19 cases have prompted the city government of Iloilo to prohibit non-essential mass gatherings for 1 week. Mayor Jerry Treñas issued an executive order last May 12 barring gatherings that are purely recreational or that which is not intended for medical or humanitarian purposes. The executive order also limited the number of people that can be allowed in a venue, such as places of worship, offices, and restaurants. It also banned the operation of entertainment places including bars, clubs, concert halls and movie theaters, ferias or fairs, playgrounds, kiddie rides, and cockfighting. The Department of Tourism in Davao will investigate the alleged sexual harassment and gender discrimination allegedly committed against a transgender woman during her visit to a resort at the island garden city of Samal. In a statement on Thursday, the agency maintained that it advocates gender equality and mainstreaming and deplores gender-based harassment or discrimination. As a result of the incident last Saturday, the management was prompted to announce on Wednesday that it would no longer accommodate transgender guests to avoid discrimination due to lack of facilities to cater to them. The DOT urged tourism stakeholders to abide by the national laws on gender and development. Mayor Sara Duterte has declared the suspension of classes in all public and private schools from kindergarten to postgraduate studies, including technical vocational courses starting today, May 14 until Saturday, May 15 due to Tropical Storm Crising. Duterte also ordered the adoption of the full work-from-home arrangement in all national and local government offices, including government-owned and controlled corporations. The city government also said that private offices and establishments may suspend work at their own discretion.
The updates from around the world, let's take a look at this.
The campaign to immunize America's $17 million adolescents aged 12 to 15 kicked off in full force on Thursday, a key part of President Joe Biden's strategy to push the country toward herd immunity. Across the country, kids line up with their parents eager to return to some semblance of their pre-pandemic lives. Teens are much less susceptible to COVID than older age groups, and main reason to vaccinate them is to drive down overall transmission. But extremely rare case of severe COVID can still occur, as can a post-viral complication called multisystem inflammatory syndrome. The American Academy of Pediatrics has called this week's authorization of the Pfizer COVID vaccine for youths aged 12 to 15 an important tool for more school to return to in-person learning this fall. Israel scientists have discovered how the COVID-19 virus evades the human immune system, the Weizmann Institute of Science in Central Israel said. In a study published in the journal Nature, researchers from WIS and the Israel Institute for Biological Research revealed a unique combination of three molecular mechanisms or arms by which the virus overcomes the immune system. The researchers also identified the viral proteins involved in these mechanisms, which could lead to new effective therapies. This allowed the virus to quickly take control of host cells protein production system, prevent the recruitment of the immune system, and then multiply without interruption. Hoping to prove a cut above the competition, Pakistani barber Ali Abbas relies on an unusual array of tools to practice his craft, including blow tortures, meat clevers, and even broken glass. Abbas' hands move in a certain rhythm as he uses clever, hammer, and pieces of glass to trim hair of both male and female clients. The scariest part of the entire process was the use of fire to make layers with the help of scissors. Abbas' fringe style is proving a hit in the conservative nation, with customers flocking to his shop in an eastern city of Lahore.
And here are the latest in showbiz. Let's check it out.
Miss Universe Philippines Rabiya Mateo stands out even more as she proudly walked down the Miss Universe stage in her national costume. The unique winged national costume was created by the late Rocky Gathercole, inspired by the Philippine flag. But it seems that Rabiya's costume was incomplete, as the promised headpiece by Manny Halasan was not present during the show. In an interview, Miss Universe Philippines National Director Shamsi Supsup Lee said that Rabiya was having a hard time wearing the headpiece and managing the 21-kilo wings of her costume, which is why they decided to not wear the headpiece. Halasan posted on Instagram a preview of the said headpiece with the caption, "In his perfect time." Right after the national costume show, Rabiya went live on Instagram in tears, apologizing to those Filipinos who were apparently disappointed with her performance. She even revealed that she accidentally cut her finger while she was backstage.
I'm so sorry kung na-disappoint man kayo sa akin, but I know na I did my best. I even cut my finger earlier. And yung stockings ko, puno na din siya ng dugo. But I kept fighting. Kahit wala nang oras, I didn't have time to retouch my hair, to retouch my makeup. Like, I was there. I was running for pins. I was running for scissors, for everything, just to be able to execute, the costume really well.
Prior to the national costume show, Rabiya also wowed everyone in an all-white suit with pearl details and the word Pinay embroidered at the back during her closed-door interview. The said suit was designed by Filipino designer Ram Silva. The preliminary competition is happening at 7 a.m. tomorrow, May 15 Manila time, and the coronation night will take place on Monday, May 18 at 8 a.m.
Here now are the latest from Manila Bulletin's sports section. Let's watch this.
4 national taekwondo jins leave for Amman, Jordan on Friday, May 14 as they seek Tokyo Olympic berths in the Asian qualification tournament set on May 21 to May 22. Elaine Alora, who competed in the 2016 Rio Olympics, aims for a second shot at the games when she joins Pauline Lopez, Kurt Barbosa, and Arvin Alcantara. Alora will compete in the women's plus 73 kg division, Lopez in women's minus 56 kg, while Barbosa and Alcantara will compete in men's minus 58 kg and minus 68 kg. The team hopes to catch qualification with less than 10 weeks left before the Olympics scheduled on July 23 to August 8.
And those are the news on web today, May 14, 2021. For more news and details, get your copy of the Manila Bulletin newspaper tomorrow, or you can log on to www.mb.com.ph. Or you may also subscribe to our newsletter through the link on this video's caption to have the day's latest news delivered to your inbox. I am Barbie Atienza for Manila Bulletin. Join us again on Monday. This has been MB Now. Be fully informed.